And we're live. Welcome. It is the Love Doctor Live. Look at the beautiful people here. We have the fantastic Wendy Bonbons and the amazing Frenchy Jones. I haven't even got a drink poured yet. It's just we get all that wonderful, and I have no drink in my hand. This is horrible. Welcome. Is Frenchy frozen? Did Frenchy freeze? She's smiling. No, I think I see her eyes twitching. It's.
What a beautiful freeze.
It is a beautiful freeze. This is welcome to the we've got the arrows going. By the way, people tuning in, say hello, say where you're watching from. The show is underway. Frenchy, please. We have to have the amazing Frenchy. Oh my goodness, we actually have two instances of Frenchy happening at the same time. We got.
Hi.
This is amazing. This is so good.
It's all right.
Is it? I don't know where I am. I'm confused. Everything's fine, but I'm really confused.
All right.
Okay.
We're all set. If you see right now, if you want to have your questions, we're here to answer your questions about love, sex, and relationships. And if you want us to answer your questions, just type them into the chat. Also, type in the chat where you're watching from, what you're drinking. Let us know how you are. And you can also drop your chats anonymously, your questions right there. It says, see that? Go to Slido or sli.do or slido.com. And the event code is TLD65 to get your questions in. How is everybody?
So good.
Hi. Oh my God. I'm live.
We're live on the internet. It's amazing. And I just showed a label, and they're not even sponsoring me. They make wonderful gin.
Free publicity.
Yeah, I know. Just I'm sorry that it's free. It's just, but I'm drinking it anyways. There's got that poured in. I've got my tonic that I have to grab. Welcome everyone. Oh my goodness! Look who's watching already. It's Wild Delilah with hello, wonderful people. Welcome, welcome everybody who's tuning in. I just, oh my goodness! I went and I splurged and got myself a fever tree tonic, which is it's a nice little tonic, nice, crisp and clean. Goes well with the gin that I'm drinking. Some people might think I have a problem. I'm not. That's not. Mm-hmm. All right, put that on the shelf. We have.
I want to talk about
Frenchy, by the way. I talk nonstop. If you people talk, then I'll shut up. But no, that's all right. I have to talk nonstop. There it is. Frenchy, I have missed you so much.
Talk nonstop.
I have missed you so much,
thanks.
Frenchy.
I missed you too. I can't wait for Wednesday.
We're going to be hanging out this Wednesday for the Voix de Ville variety show, the first one back after the brief little period we had last September, and so
it's going to be the first show of the Wiggle Room since the pandemic. Well, we've been shut down
since. Exactly. The little break that we had in the pandemic. Was there are we sold out or not? Was not sold out at this point?
I think I have like a few tickets left. If people want to contact me directly, I could probably arrange things because I think we had like a few tickets kind of oops, I'm losing my earbud. Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, I think I have a few tickets left. If people want to contact me, we can maybe arrange something.
All right, so we can arrange to get something in there because I heard we were sold out, then we heard we weren't sold out, so I wasn't sure if they'd been rearranged the layout or something.
We are sold out, but I kind of figured something
saved a few
because sometimes I'm magical.
I have not known you to be anything but magical. You're fantastic. Wendy, you just had your show
showering
tonight.
Me with compliments.
I can never shower you with enough. You've been such an amazing person, such the heart of the Wiggle Room, and there's too much there. Now, Wendy, you had an online show before we got started tonight. The Cosmic Bonbons show. Is that correct?
Yes, I kicked off season 3 of the show tonight. I did a live performance in the park. It was really interesting for the people who have never seen a cake sitting before, who didn't go to the park for that, but I loved it. It was so good. so good.
Yes. Oh my god, that's amazing.
I can see the kids going, "Oh look, it's somebody's birthday." No.
I tried to get it later, so there was no children, but there was quite a few people walking their dogs who had a lot of questions, and I loved it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
All right, Frenchy said, "Oh my God, we got an OMG from Wild Delilah. I can't wait for Wednesday's show. Neither can I. I'm so excited." All right, let's get this underway. We don't have a lot of questions in. People got to start putting in some questions, so please get your questions in. But we do have one right away. So let's bring that to the screen. What is your favorite sexy time jam? I know, Wendy, that we just talked about cake sitting, but I believe they're talking musically. I may be wrong.
I know. I was like, it gotta be blueberry. It's always blueberry.
Blueberry.
What a wonderful choice.
It doesn't get mistaken for anything else.
True.
So it's. I don't think it's a jelly question. I think it's a music question. But if it was, let's answer it for both on both behalf.
Okay. Well,
I was very happy with the jelly answer. So
there. It's a people pleaser. It's a people pleaser. Blueberry, always.
Blueberry.
But no, I think my favorite sexy time jam would be "Wasn't Looking" by Eliza, and that is fantastic. It's got some slow rhythm. It's got some fast moments. Get you going.
All right. Frenchy.
oh,
Let's jam as in jelly or and also music.
I'm gonna say raspberry. First of all, I really enjoy good raspberry jam, but
Oh, that's
sexy
so
jam.
expressive.
I really like the sound of people and bodies and intensity. So I'm not necessarily into the music. I'm like,
You want to hear the ambient noises that are generated.
noises, I guess.
All right. This is. Your performance was amazing, Wendy. I thought it was so brave to do it in the park.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for watching.
Fantastic. All right, I guess I'm left to answer that question. All right, I'm going to have to go with blueberry, mainly because if we're talking about sexy time jam, it's jam getting places. Blue doesn't get confused for any other bodily color, raspberries or boysenberries, which have that brownish texture. No, blueberry is very safe. And musically, Nick Cave's "Do You Love Me?" That has.
It's not the first time this question has been asked to you, and it's the same answer every time. Got to give you props. It's like it's the
truth for having a steady rhythm.
Yeah.
Give me props for a steady rhythm. That's consistency, I guess, is important. It's a good song for the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got like it's got a hunger to it, which I find is indicative. I'm all right. I'm sort of embarrassed. I have both of you looking at me very expectantly, and I'm just going. Well, I like. All right.
We're so
right,
attentive. We're like,
very much leaning into it. That's what that song does. It has me lean into it, which is too much information at this point. We're still waiting for more questions to come in. We do have another question here for everybody. My significant other is a huge flirt. It's one of the things that first attracted me to them, but now it's getting weird. What should I do? All right, here's the question. That's the question. I'm in the hot seat, so I guess I have to deal with that. Your significant other is a huge flirt, and it did attract you to them, but what is the nature of your relationship? If you are in a monogamous relationship in that you find it problematic, it also comes down to a level of trust. Do you trust them actually to cross that line? Sometimes being flirty is just a natural thing without an expectation of it going any further. sometimes it is indicative of the fact that they are trying to go further. So some of it might come down to a discussion. If you're in an open relationship, or if you feel that you're being disrespected by how they flirt in front of you with other people, then it's something that you should be discussing with your partner, as in what's expected with the relationship. Other than that, people who are flirty and friendly but are not creepy flirty, like if they flirt with all the servers in a restaurant, that's bad, because they're paid to be nice, and then they can't really tell the person to just piss off. Wendy.
I think that if it's something that attracted you to somebody in the beginning, I'm wondering what has changed. What has changed for you? Has your comfort level changed with that? Are you expecting something different? Because it's hard to change who somebody is. And if that's something that makes them feel good, communicating with people in like a flirty way, maybe that might not be something that they intentionally do to hurt you, but it's just something that just comes naturally to them. Some people engage a lot better with people than others. I am myself am not very social outside of my performing, and my partner is extremely social. So finding a balance in that, and then finding, I guess, what has changed for you to make you feel a little uncomfortable with it. And as the love doctor said, there are circumstances where it's just not okay, but really understanding and communicating with your partner about how you feel and what has changed from you being attracted to that to you not liking it might be a good place to start, a good conversation to have.
Boom. Brilliant answer. Is Frenchy oh no, she's not frozen.
So eloquent.
Right.
I love it.
Pensive.
Am I frozen?
A little bit. We might want to bump down your camera quality just to make sure, because it seems your Wi-Fi is busy. But if you want to give that answer beforehand. Or did we? Look at the beautiful nails. Look at the nail work she has done.
I know, but I'm telling you, every time she freezes, it's so good. We just get a little bit longer and a little bit of a closer look at Frenchy Jone.
Oh, look at there we are. Let's see how that goes. So, look at
I'm
your nails
so
in that
sorry.
picture.
It seems like.
It's okay.
Okay. Hi. Hello. Can everybody hear me or see me? Or
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry, I keep on getting booted out.
Oh.
What was the question again?
The question is, my significant other is a huge flirt. It's one of the things that first attracted me to them, but now it's getting weird. What should I do? Weird.
I mean, you guys had really amazing responses, and I think that for me, what it would boil down to would be, where do I set my limits? Where do I put my limits, and just see how that affects my own barriers and my own communication skills, as well as how do I communicate with them that this is bothering me, or it's about like having communication and having a realistic expectations of people.
That is very fair. Communication and have a realistic expectations.
Can you guys
and also,
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes.
You made a great point, as in the expectation.
Okay.
It's also about respect.
I'm so sorry.
As well.
I keep on getting booted out and everything, so apologies to everyone.
Frenchy, you're amazing. We're very lucky to have you here. And there's no, if we've got a bad connection, there's nothing to apologize for. We have some more questions have come in. Wendy, do you have something to say? I think I don't.
Oh,
I think
my
Frenchy might be
goodness.
recycling in.
I do, but Frenchy Jones does not apologize. Frenchy Jones says you're welcome, and I say thank you. So that's what I'm going to remind you of now. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Every time she freezes, though, I just get a closer look.
Here she comes back in. There we are. There we are. You just got a ton of praise in there. A lot of love has been shared for Frenchy Jones. You do not have to apologize for any connection problems whatsoever. We do have a ton of questions coming in, though. So are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
All right. And please mention in comments. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, please. Subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed already, so you're notified of all the new shows when they come up. And our next question that we have here, because we start at the bottom, I know it's filling up, is how do you know if a woman is into other women? And Delilah, not Delilah. Why did I say Delilah? Oh, because she was in comments. Wendy, you have the floor on this one. You've got the first answer.
Oh my goodness. How do you know if a woman is into other women?
Yes.
You ask. You ask. You don't assume. You always ask. You can never assume people's orientation unless they're blatantly telling you. But you know what? People are also curious too. So approaching, I think, is the best thing to do. Be straight up. Ask them. A lot of people appreciate honesty. Honesty is sexy.
Boom. Great answer. Frenchy, are you ready to answer that question? How do you know if a woman is into other women?
Agree with that. Yeah, you ask. You can't assume anybody's, sexuality, gender, anything. So just, ask nicely. Just be a human being about it. Be, involved and be honest in your search, I think.
Both of you, I think, handled that as well as I could. It's the other thing. Again, you don't assume. The other thing, when you ask, don't be crude in how you ask. And if somebody, if I as a man am there and a strange woman comes up and starts hitting on me, maybe I should just ride to see how that goes before I find out if they're into women. That's one of the other things.
Yeah.
Though it was sort of rude of them to assume that I'm automatically into women instead of asking. But I don't know. Maybe I sort of exude that. I'm not sure. It's a bad joke. No one laughed. Not even a smile. All right.
Yeah, I think that don't be creepy. Don't be gentle.
Don't be creepy. Always be polite.
Respectful.
And the other thing is,
I don't know if you guys can hear me as well. So
we can hear you, and your video does catch up. So there was one thing I want to add to the answer is it says, how do you know if a woman is into other women? Is why does it matter to you? That's the other thing. You don't need to ask. If like you have no relationship with the person, you don't walk up to some stranger at a bar and say, hey, are you into women? If you have no interest in either pursuing them as a woman, or if you're a part of a couple that is sort of approaching a person, and again, it comes down to first making that communication, being polite, and building a rapport before you actually come up and just ask as if that was the only purpose for the conversation in the first place. If that makes sense.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to the next question. I might be feeling a little bit aggressed with this next question. My partner likes to bite. It is hot, but the little vampire has started to leave marks. Help.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, Frenchy just gave us a nice boob shot. It was thank you. So Frenchy, the question is,
I gave you a boob shot.
You moved the camera down, so we got a cleavage shot. There we are.
Yes, I did not hear the question, but you're welcome.
Twice over. My partner likes to bite. It is hot, but the little vampire has started to leave marks. Help. That is the full question. Do you want to see it on screen?
Oh, use makeup. I mean, if you like getting bitten and you like marks, and use makeup. Just, put a little green color on it. You should cover the red and then put foundation over it. And there you go. But I say don't stop if you like it.
Boom, boom. Brilliant bit of work in there from Frenchy Jones.
I'm in the hot seat. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. I think if the little vampire is leaving marks, then you either have to lay down the law and have no more marks, or you have to find a compromise where you can, as mentioned, cover them up or discuss having them in places that are convenient for you, that you don't have to cover up. Maybe a little reminder for later. Who knows?
That's well put. A little
Yes.
reminder for later. You know what? I don't think I could add anything. Requesting that the bites being in places that are not readily visible to the civilian or Muggle world might be a good thing too. If it's hot, it's hot, and that I guess is the main thing. Now the question is, make sure that they're not biting out of malice, or they're not biting out of a possessiveness that you're not comfortable with. But if it's in the passion of the moment, that can all be described with the conversation that should go with that. Ready for the next question?
Yes.
The next question is, what can I do to stop being so shy? People think I'm not interested, but I just get so nervous when I'm attracted to someone. Any advice? So what can I do to stop being so shy? People think I'm not interested, but I just get so nervous when I'm attracted to someone. Any advice? I'm in the hot seat. Oh, fuck. All right. All right. If I was a younger man, I'd say alcohol. But that though that is delicious short term, it can also get you into a lot of trouble. So having that level, having sort of like the group dates where there's no pressure, where you're hanging with a bunch of friends and you express that interest. It's hard to get over the shyness, but the thing is making sure that you're comfortable with somebody and that you can build that trust with them even before you work into a relationship. Then that is a good thing. Communication. There's a bad side and a good side to this next piece of advice. Communication these days. I mean, I don't want it to be like the schoolyard. Like, well, Jenny has told Tommy that Marie likes him. None of that really. That's very elementary school kind of stuff. The same goes with putting in a "Hey, you up" or whatever into an Instagram DM or any of that nature. But having a more honest discourse or showing that interest, I think, can still be a positive thing. But don't be creepy about it. If that can kind of subtly add to it, don't be creepy about it. And Frenchy.
Can you guys let me know when you figure that out? Because I don't know. I'm super shy. I don't know how to. No, no, I'm really shy, but I totally get this question. As Frenchy, I'm very outgoing. I'm very like out there and loud and all that stuff. But in my personal life, I'm terribly, terribly shy. And I think that if you want to know which person I'm attracted to, just look at the complete opposite of the room, the person that's like the furthest away from me. And that's probably the person I'm attracted to. So maybe not following my advice would be great, because I tend to avoid people and not talk to them. So do the opposite.
Oh my goodness, I love you, Frenchy Jones. I do.
So good. So good. And very honest. Extremely honest. I love that. Thank you. I can kind of, I very much so understand. I find I can get myself into a place where I'm not vulnerable, and I'll feel more outgoing, and I will feel more empowered to be upfront and very take hold of the situation with somebody. So it's really not hard for them to tell I'm interested. But then if I'm not in a situation where I am feeling that way. If I'm in a more vulnerable situation, say with something with intense feelings, I do find that hard to communicate, but I found the best way for me is just being very blunt about it, being upfront, like, I'm shy. You're going to have a hard time telling if I'm into you, but I'm telling you now that I am. But again, that takes courage. So if you're shy, again, that's going to be hard to do, but it'll make everything else easier when you have those moments of unclarity for somebody. Maybe they might be doubting something, your actions, and just being open and honest and communicating with them, and sometimes being very blunt to the point where it kind of hurts a little bit for yourself might be helpful. Just tell them you're shy. Be honest.
And that, I know there's the fear of telling somebody that you're shy, but you're interested in them. It kind of leads to a vulnerability, and the vulnerability is the fear of being hurt. But at the same time, you need to sort of put yourself at risk at times. So most people have that level of shyness. Frenchy and I and whoever wrote that question are not the only ones. So we have a couple of things have come in. Winona J. Fox is saying hi to everybody. Wow, Delilah, Frenchy, you are hilarious.
Taking notes here.
Taking notes. The fantastic stenography.
I really don't try to be hilarious. I'm just a ditz.
You are a brilliant woman. You're a great liar. Let's face that. But you're also you've trained in improv. You trained in clown as well, have you not? As well as burlesque. You are a multidisciplinary disciplinarian. No, I'm not saying you spank people, but it's you have.
Yes, she does.
Well, that she has. That's true. I've seen that. The videos are out there, but she's also you have a multiple of in specialties in various artistic disciplines, and that you can bring out. You are far from a ditz. You're an amazing person. Wow, Delilah.
Well, thank you. I know I'm amazing, but I'm just sometimes, I don't realize my humor. I don't realize the power of my humor. I'm joking. Not really. I do realize.
Some of the most expressive eyes. Delilah saying people don't believe me when I say I'm shy because I take off my clothes on stage. Winona J. Fox is saying an excellent speaker. This is
Spanker.
We love Frenchy Jones.
Spanker.
Oh, Spanker,
yeah, you misread that.
Spanker. Sorry, Spanker. There we are. Just more of your multidisciplinarianism. I'm holding up this. This is not sponsoring us either, but they give us the tools. They don't give us. I have to pay for it. The tools that allow us to do this show. So, yay for StreamYard.
They just sent you a free mug, right? That's why you're using it.
I did get a free mug, but I gave that one away because I paid for this one. So see, it's not a sponsorship deal whatsoever. We only have a few more questions in the queue right now, so make sure you get your questions in, or if you're brave enough, ask your questions right in the chat. Let's take a look now at the next question we have. Is Love Doctor, sexting isn't sex, it's the next best thing. Is it cheating? Is it flirting? Does it change if it is a stranger or somebody you never met? Hello or hi from Vermont. So we got welcome Vermont.
Hi,
the Americans are tuning in. We get a Bijou Bizou is also going Frenchy. There we are. So Wendy, you are in the hot seat.
Okay, so my first thought on that one is a misuse of trust in any sort of vulnerability is not okay. When you're in a partnership with somebody, you really have a responsibility to respect them and be honest and communicate with them. And if you feel the need to be sexting somebody else, or if you feel the need to be intimate with somebody, even if it's just through a distance, it's still a form of intimacy that your partner needs to know about. That's my opinion on it. Some people may have different opinions, but I am very firm on even an investment of time from a distance online is an investment of time and is an investment of your emotion, and your partner deserves to know about that. It is flirting. you know, you, even if it's typing, you're still saying what you want to say. You're still saying it how you want to say it. It might not always have the same effect, obviously, because of technology, but you're still putting yourself out there with certain words, certain photos, or certain conversations, certain topics. And if you were respecting somebody and being loyal to them, then I think they deserve to know where your interests lie. Maybe that might be okay, maybe not, but you don't know until you speak to them.
Boom. Perfectly well said. I'd only change a little bit of the wording, saying it all depends on the nature of your relationship and the agreed upon parameters. I mean, if you have an open relationship or don't ask, don't tell type of open relationship, then that's fine. You might actually even have it as in it's a monogamous relationship, except sexting is okay. There's so many different shades of what you could define as your relationship. That it comes down to having a discussion. If you feel like it's cheating, then you might want to express that to your partner and say, hey, I'm not comfortable with you doing that with other people, or whether or not you know them or don't know them. Because there's apps out there that you can anonymously meet up with people to sex with, and that is a thing. But it all depends on how you define the nature of your relationship. And is it really sexting if you're not getting a bodily reaction? That's going to be a question I'm going to pass back to everyone. Frenchy, what is your thoughts, though, on the original question?
Again, I think that you guys both like on the dot. I think that it depends on what your relationship is about and like what your limits are in your relationship and what you've agreed on previously or like are open to talk about. So it always depends. Each relationship is different. If somebody like thinks that's cheating, well, to them it's cheating, so it's valid, right? Like if somebody thinks, oh no, it's not cheating, but doesn't inform their partner and doesn't like communicate that, I think that's not equitable or
equitable.
Yeah,
equitable.
Yeah. So I think that it's very important to, again, understand where the limits of the relationship is. And so it always depends on what you accept and what you don't accept and that you've previously discussed. Because you can't imagine that people are going to know what you're thinking if you don't say it.
Boom. Till we all get those telepathy pills. That is a very... proper. Could you imagine if everyone was telepathic, what would that do to so many people's relationships?
I don't want to know what's in men's heads. Really, I don't. Like, I'm not interested. I will not take the pill.
In any man's head, none whatsoever. All right.
I mean, I trust women much more than I trust men. So do what you want with that.
I will take it, and I will apologize on behalf of my gender, if that is the case. I always try to be a bit of a trustworthy, just a little bit of a trustworthy man.
You're very trustworthy. You're very sensitive.
Yes, and all right. I'm not sure. We hold it. We got a bijou. I'm not sure, Wendy, what that private message meant, but we are moving on to the next question. I believe we have a question in the queue. And what advice would you have for someone who desperately wants to lose their virginity? Someone who desperately wants to lose their virginity. Frenchy, you are in the hot seat for that.
Oh,
and this is a very hot seat.
Somebody who that happened a very, very long time ago for me. Somebody who desperately wants to lose their virginity, I say look for the right partner that's going to be nice and kind and gentle with you and like listen to you and your if you're ready, because you might think you're ready. I don't know how this person is, but if you're an adolescent, you might think you're ready and you're not. And it's okay to have, like, to tell somebody, like, I think I'm ready, and then change their minds. And that's okay. Like, whatever you feel is right for you. I think that you should listen to yourself and like listen to your needs. And I don't think that there's like any age you should have lost it by or anything. So yeah, if that makes sense.
Definitely want to agree with that. The key part in the wording of that has me a little bit nervous is desperately.
Yeah.
It is, and the thing is, at that point, it doesn't matter for that person. It doesn't seem to matter who they are desperate. So if you don't care who that you are actually going to share your sex with, who you're going to trust to be the person to take your virginity, then you're not ready to lose your virginity.
I think you should masturbate a lot if you're really horny, instead of like trying to find just anybody to fuck with, you know? Sorry, I kind of interrupted your...
Oh, no, that was right along. We're waiting for Wendy to get back in here too. So it's it's finding. Now the thing is, if you just want to get it done, so it's done, and you don't feel the pressure or the societal pressure, which is not a good thing. The fact that there is a societal pressure for people to not be virgins, or a societal pressure for people to be virgins that maybe you're rebelling against. Those are things that I think are not good for society, because it should not be an external pressure for you to share your sex with somebody who you do not want to share your sex with. At the same time, if you just want to get it over with so you no longer have those thoughts messing with your head, hire a professional, right? Somebody who knows what they're doing, who's going to take your safety into account, and who cares to please you, because for them that is a good business decision. At the same time, though, if you can have somebody with a strong emotional connection, it does make it better. And having that emotional connection along with the physical connection is an amazing thing. To have somebody like...
Well said.
I don't like the phrases to have sex. I believe sex is something you share. It's something you co-mingle with somebody else. Fucking is a particular type of way of sharing sex, but that's not for beginners. I mean, there's a lot of beginner energy that can be used up in that way, but just boom, boom, boom. But the same thing, if it is going to be your first time, you do want to at least start a little bit slow and enjoy the ride. Because if you just want to do it to get it over with, then you're wasting a magical moment.
Yeah, I think that's why you should masturbate a lot.
There we are. I believe, I hoping that Wendy is coming back. So I'm just gonna fire off a quick message, and then we can I'll actually Frenchy, I'm gonna give you the next question to start with.
Okay.
And we can see how that goes. Oh, no, there we are. We've got Wendy is back. All right, Wendy, do you want to answer that question? Have you heard it?
I did not hear the question. Can you repeat it for me?
Yes, I can. Because it's a great question, and I want to hear your words on this one.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for someone who desperately wants to lose their virginity? Whoever has asked this question, thank you very much for asking it. Because this is something that I want people to think about as well. What advice would you have for someone who desperately wants to lose their virginity?
I'm gonna make sure I heard that right, because it's a little PC. What advice do I want to give someone who desperately wants to lose their virginity? That's the question, right?
That is the question.
Sweet, awesome. Okay, it's a little PC, but as long as you got me, that's okay. The advice I would give is to learn more about sexuality and learn more about the experiences you can have, so you know what intrigues you and kind of gravitate towards that. I know right now there's a lot of kink events, fetish events, different places, safe places that you can normally meet people that aren't going ahead. So maybe there's a chat room you can join on a site that you like. Maybe there's different ways that you can explore the talking side or even the virtual side of your sexuality to help you figure out where exactly you want to go with it for your losing your virginity, because losing your virginity can be a very powerful moment to have, like when you're not rushing it. I know in my personal experience, I rushed it. I was one of those people that really wanted to get it out of the way. but there's so much more to sex than just doing it. And I think that's a really cool thing to explore. So if you desperately want to lose your virginity, find a sick way to do it. Find like the right type of things you want to do it. And I don't know, like it could be.
Oh.
Oh damn!
It was building to such a point. I did we just get blue balled on that answer? I'm not.
I'm like, I want to hear more. Where are you, Wendy?
Oh, I do hope. I hope she is coming back. That was.
I think that is a great answer. I think that that's so interesting to actually, you know, take it another notch or take it like to a different level where you want to lose your sexuality or you want to lose your virginity. Make it an event. Make it something special. Make it something that, you know, you're going to go all in or you're going to be very inspired by. Or, you know.
Winona J. Fox is saying the universe has blue balled us. Bijou Bizou is saying, like Wendy, I didn't finish my first time either. And Wild Delilah is saying, come back, Wendy. I need to know then the end of that sentence. So there we are. Here we are, keeping everyone hanging on the edge. You cut off there, Wendy. You cut off at just the right, just so you see the comments. Winona is saying the universe blue balled us. Bijou Bizou saying, like Wendy, I didn't finish my first time either. And Wild Delilah is saying, come back. I need to know the end of that sentence.
Like
so you were saying you rushed it. You wished you didn't rush it.
You just have fun doing it. Like you can have any type of experience you want losing your virginity. And if you have the power to have control over that situation in a way that like you're mindful of it and not just trying to get it out of the way, like some people were guilty of, like myself, no shade intended, but you can make that experience fucking phenomenal. And if you have the power to kind of plan that ahead and be mindful of it, like fucking do it. For people like me who rushed it, like just do that.
Boom. Being mindful definitely makes a difference. Make it a 3-day event. How's that? Just as a suggestion.
Yeah.
I look at that. That was an amazing freeze. We had an amazing freeze on Wendy. The smile was huge. It was perfect.
Good.
All right. Are we ready for the next question? I think we are. All right. The next question is: how do you pleasure someone with a vagina while wearing press-on nails? All right. Frenchy is giving us a show of nails. Anyways,
press-ons. Press-ons scare me. That's a health and safety concern because if that comes off and you don't know, I am having fear for you. But actual nails, like if they're like on your fingers and they're not just gonna flick on off, like Frenchy has the beautiful set of nails that will not just flick off.
Never.
If you are rocking those, you can actually get little like finger cones that you put over to protect the points if they're pointed. You know, you could like curve your play specifically to the type of nails you have. If they're pointed, you know, you could not be doing a angle that will maybe cause your fingers to be a dagger. If you want to get 2 of your nails shorter, if those are the ones you like to use, you know, you get the lesbian manicure if that's what you're into. There are ways to work around it. You can have your beautiful set of nails and still pleasure someone with labia, clitoris, and vagina, or any other sorts of things.
Yeah. As a person of owner of fucking insanely long, straight nails, the only vagina, unfortunately, that I've had the chance to pleasure is my own. And people often ask me how I do it with these claws. It's like, I think that you can use a lot of toys as well that can help out. but I don't like. I like the idea of the little condom for the fingers. That's really cool. But also, when you touch yourself or when you touch somebody else with vulva, you can just, be gentle. And then, go further and further and quicker. But like start gently and just be mindful. And if it hurts, then use other parts of your body, like your toes. No, I'm joking. Not really. Don't use your toes.
There's some people, don't yuck anyone's yum. Some people do like the toes.
I know. I'm a fan of toes, but I wouldn't use them on a vulva. Yeah. I don't, sometimes, answering these questions, I don't know where it's going to go. And now I'm talking about fingering a vulva with toes.
Or that just be towing a vulva. There it is. Well, it was parked in the wrong neighborhood, so it had to be towed. There is what? I'm not sure exactly what that was. Not that I have a lot of experience. I like how that joke actually hit Wendy. All right, with the long nails, but there's always the pad of the finger. They can, as long as you're angling properly. Penetration, I would assume, is much more difficult. But the pads were not mentioned, and definitely you have other parts of your anatomy. The tongue is fantastic. Doesn't get as deep a penetration as a finger can. But the use of toes. Frenchy is showing le nez, the nose, which I have. There's been times I've had a hard time breathing, and been happy to. Bijou saying it gives towing the line a whole new meaning. So thank you, Bijou. Welcome. Thank you thank you everybody we're watching. We still have a good number of questions. We're to get to. The questions we made the plea for more questions, and we got some more questions. So I'm very happy we've got more questions, and we can keep going on this. Where were we with the questions? So the last one was press on nails, and the next question we have is any DIY advice for someone who wants to spice it up in the bedroom, but is on a dollar store budget. DIY advice for someone who wants to spice it up in the bedroom but is on a dollar store budget. That is the question. You know what? Dollar store condoms, I don't think I would normally trust them, but I would trust them to anything that's you could use for penetration. Just cover them up with that, so you don't have to worry about those kind of objects or their natural consistency, etc. As long as you have a condom over it, that adds for pleasure. Especially if you get some kind of like little vibrating toy, just put a condom on it. Use that for dollar store. I'm sorry. I just had a weird thing because I don't think you could fit a condom on like a Tickle Me Elmo, but that Tickle Me Elmo's giggle box kind of does which would be a interesting ride for someone as well. I'm sure maybe you want to be on the fur. I said that, and that's exactly when Wendy left. So Wendy was about to take the next question, but I mentioned to Tickle Me Elmo, so that means Frenchy.
She left. Yeah, I totally agree. A lot can be used for playing from the dollar store, as long as you put something that's like sanitary for your genitals around it to protect, because plastic and things like that, not so good for I'm going to say for the vulva and like anus. And I think that, putting a condom on a cucumber is awesome. Putting a condom on, I have these
candles.
rods that are cooling rods. They're like, you put them in the freezer and then you can put them around like cans of soda to keep them cool. Those would be a perfect shape. A lot of things are, I'm sure, very useful.
Hopefully with a rounded edge on that. Lynn, Alex is saying, what did I come into?
Right?
Why are you ruining Elmo? Welcome, Lynn. This is the Love Doctor live stream. We are answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. And feel free to answer your question. You can do an anonymous question if you follow the link below. Devin Upham is saying if you're into BDSM, you can get a dollar store Halloween stuff. The B stands for bargain. So bargain domination, sadomasochism. That's one thing. It's just bargain. Bargain is an important thing. Dollar store also has like collars and other kind of restraining straps that you can use. So definitely,
and a lot of craft stuff. A lot of crafting stuff you can make harnesses and with ribbons and rings and such. So you could do a lot of stuff with dollar store. A lot of the burlesquers' costumes are 50% dollar store shit. So.
It is. It's. I. That's one of the things that amazes me so much about the craftsmanship of burlesque performers. Is they put so much work in there. Cherry Tops has just got in. Hey, Frenchy. We got S. Oh no, that's a heart. I guess the S2 is a heart. There we are. So, Wendy, did you hear the question, or do you want to hear the question?
I'm sorry. I want to know.
Is there any DIY advice for someone who wants to spice it up in the bedroom but is on a dollar store budget? Can we stress the fact that you're from Newfoundland? You're currently in Newfoundland, and you're responding on this. Frenchy and I are both in Montreal, just for the people who are wondering. So I mentioned a giggle box from a Tickle Me Elmo, and it upset the crowd. So what is your advice?
The rod, and it got weird. It just got weird.
A lot of dollars. What are you talking about? You get the other end of a spatula.
There you go. See,
you get the other end of a spatula. Or those toys. When you go into the dollar store and they have those toys and it's like gel and it almost looks like a tube, like a finger trap that you'd get your fingers caught in.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Those little toys.
Yes. You try to grab it and it slips out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's like a sex toy that you can get that looks exactly like that. But probably a lot safer for you. Oh, well, yeah, but no, for your hand job. So you can put it inside your hand to give a hand job and it helps with your, Anyway, but yes, you can totally use that. Or you can just
go shopping with you.
I was this year's old.
And
I was this many years old when I discovered that you could get a fleshlight at the dollar store.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That proud smile on Wendy's face.
Some of those spatulas that are like kind of rubber material, some of those are the best for spanking. What are you doing with your money? Like, pick up something cheap.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to have to pour myself another drink, but we're getting ready for another question.
In time.
Go back in time. Let's do this question here. There's two areas. Some people went into the ask a question rather than the polls to write their questions. This one is: would you have a threesome? My boyfriend wants to, but I think I would get jealous. I don't know what to do because I feel like I have to make him happy. All right, that's a loaded question. Wendy.
I have a lot of thoughts right now. My first thought is you don't have to make anybody happy. That's at your own free will. I'm sorry that you feel like you do have to make him happy, but you have one job, and that is to make you happy, because no one else is going to worry about that unless you do usually. So just take care of you, and then you can take care of other people. But if you can't take care of you and make sure that you're comfortable with something, if you think you're going to get jealous in a threesome, or you think there's going to be negative feelings of any sorts, don't do that to yourself and push yourself to do something you're not comfortable with, because it will not turn out in a positive manner. It's very unlikely that it will. And for something like that, just like if you were, planning to lose your virginity, and if you have the power to plan something, make it fucking amazing. Make it great. Make it something you're comfortable with, something you want to do. Maybe it might not be a threesome. Maybe you want to go to a dungeon, whatever you're into. But if you have the opportunity to plan something, don't lose the experience at someone else's cost of trying to make them happy. That's heartbreaking for me. And you don't have to make anyone happy except for you. And if you have a cat, your cat too, obviously. But like, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
100% on all that. It's yeah. The idea is that I feel like I have to. I definitely read that as a red flag. If you feel that you have to make them happy, as in you're going to lose the relationship if you don't do this, then you've already lost the relationship. It's gone. If it's hinging on this one little shallow thing, then that is enough to sort of end it. Like if jealousy is an issue, then sharing other people or allowing them the freedom to have sex with other people is just not in it for you. And if that means that it is something that's necessary for them, then the relationship isn't going to work. And you're only going to end up hurting yourselves further down the line if you can't agree on that. If you want to be monogamous, if you feel driven to be monogamous, then that is your thing. If you feel that you can't be monogamous, then don't fuck with people who need to be monogamous. And that's sadly it's another one of these orientation or desires, or I don't know exactly what word I'm searching for here. I already finished one drink. I'm about to have another one. But the thing is, you need to find somebody who's going to be more compatible with you. There is no such thing as only one person for you out there. You just need to find a person that you want to annoy forever and who wants to treat you with the respect you deserve forever. Frenchy.
Yeah, 100%. It, to me, again, it comes out to boundaries and communication. And if they decide that they want to do something and you're not ready to do that, then they're not communicating with you, and they're not respecting your limits. And a relationship is more than sex and more than a threesome and more, you know, I have issues with people saying like, do this or else. It's too manipulative for me. And also, if you're open to a threesome but you're not sure, maybe start going to strip clubs and like have strippers come and dance for you, and that's kind of like a threesome light, or just if you're willing to explore it, if you're comfortable exploring that, try that out. And if you don't find that you're comfortable sharing your partner with a stripper who's a professional at doing charming and teasing, and then you certainly will not be comfortable with a person having sex with your partner. So just like step by step, maybe like instead of like throwing yourself in the pool right away, dip your toe, go to professionals.
There are two things that about this question I want to kind of jump back on. It's the first part of it is, would you have a threesome? None of us actually answered that. And Devin also said, when Wendy said go to a dungeon, my brain immediately thought you turn the corner and you see 3 goblins. So it's a different type of dungeon. Lynn Alex is still in it for that. She's laughing at Devin.
D&D.
And D&D SM.
Amazing.
So we've got the other part of the question there. I also there's a little thing I want to put. Do either of you want to address those other parts of the question?
If I would have a threesome?
Yes.
Is that what you want? I don't know. I've never had one. I don't know if I'm comfortable. I think it depends on what partner I'm with and how they're. Yeah.
The who is very important.
The connection I have with them. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Wendy?
Right.
Right now, I don't think I would engage in a threesome because I'm really enjoying getting to know my dynamics with a kind of new partner. I guess like I'm very slow to warm to people, especially physically. So that would be kind of like I mentioned earlier, like a planning thing for me. Like I'd have to take some of Frenchy's fantastic advice, which I never thought about before, and maybe put myself in some situations and see if I'm comfortable with them. But as of right now, I'm enjoying my solo time with my partner, so I think that's where I'm headed.
Ruro Shen has also commented that to Devin Upham as you may be eaten by a grue. And three goblins with dominatrix outfits. All right, Marilyn is definitely curious about what those goblins are wearing or not wearing. I have, all right, to be perfectly honest, I've had threesomes in the past and I've enjoyed myself. Never with people I consider to be like long-term partners, but people who are fun play partners and having someone else in the mix. At the same time, I something that we never addressed in this was the fact is the person hasn't stated whether or not they're like who the third would be gender wise or who their own gender is. They did refer to the boyfriend. If they are a woman and the boyfriend wants it with bring in another woman to the relationship, are you attracted to women? That's fucking important, because he better be a damn good multitasker if he's doing all the work to please both of you. If he pleases you every time, then maybe he, but I doubt it that is the only thing. Everybody should be interested in everyone else. I mean, the threesomes I have always been two women and myself, because I'm not overly attracted to men. There probably will be exceptions, I'm not sure, but currently no. And the other thing is, if they really push for you to have a threesome, maybe suggest to have a threesome with two men first. If they're not into a threesome, and see how they react. And if they have a problem with that, then you can kind of explain, well, how do you think I feel if you're not thinking about what I'd like or I want in this demand from you? So there's those questions are in there. Oh no, I've opened a can of worms, and we've got a question on that can of worms. Are you ready for this? I do apologize.
Is it the jam?
No, Lynn Alex, I apologize. Here it is. What other Muppet-themed sex toys would the Love Doctor recommend? What other Muppet-themed sex toys would the Love Doctor recommend?
Oh my goodness.
Frenchy, you are in the hot seat.
I mean, the last who created the Muppets? It's
Jim Henson.
Yeah. So the last Jim Henson burlesque show we had, there was a very hot Kermit that was being played by Charlie DeVille with full-on BDSM gear, and so I would suggest Kermit. I like Kermit.
He has the collar.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right, we've got Lynn Alex is dying laughing right now. Devin Upham is saying Big Bird.
Big Bird, yes.
Wendy.
Oh God. I don't know. I thought of the Cookie Monster first.
He loves to eat.
Because he'll eat your cookie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does Disney own the Muppets right now? Because this is all thought process and parody. Disney, don't sue us. All right, keep going.
Yeah.
Lynn Alex is saying Snuffleupagus. I think that's yes, Snuff.
He's got a trunk.
I guess yes, he's got that trunk. Heavy person. I don't think I'd like Snuffleupagus on top. Miss Piggy might have kinks. Who knows? She definitely has kinks. Let's be fair on that one. Do you have any more that you wanted to mention, Wendy? As she's frozen, we might have lost her.
Well, the Tickle Me Elmo was a good one.
I mean that I feel that's like baby's first sex toy. That's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, oh, we've got Bijou Bazoo with Gonzo. Gonzo is into some shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was going to say one.
Go Meet the Feebles.
Oh, Meet the Feebles moments or Avenue Q, but Gonzo has his love of his life is a chicken, but then again he communicates with it, so I don't know if that would go against my ban on bestiality. We've got the Rocky Horror Muppet Show. Definitely.
Does that exist?
I'm not sure. The Rocky Horror Muppet Show, that would be a neat Halloween show if one's not booked for the Wiggle Room yet.
Goodness. I'm so into that.
Oh, there we go. There we are. There. Flash in and out. Animal has a lot of passion, and I somebody was complaining about biters earlier, so I don't know if that would be a bad thing, because I have a feeling that Animal's a biter. But I had a weird flash. If somebody made like a real doll, but of the face and sort of proportions of Janice, the guitar player from Dr. Teeth and the Electric Dr. Teeth Electric Mayhem, that's the band. So,
I don't know.
No one else knows Janice. All right.
No.
Now I'm a creepy one. I spent too much time.
I
thinking
think
about Muppets.
you're like, it's really like down the expert hole there. Nah,
there we are. All right, please in the comments tell me if I'm creepy for mentioning the Janice from Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem. I feel like the Yup aliens from Sesame Street would be really into pleasure. Might learn something new, definitely. And the fact that they work as a duo. Yup. There's the Beaker. Could you imagine having like a little vibrating dildo that's like Beaker? It goes in and then he does that panic little. All right. The Yups never say no. There we go. Everyone should always have the freedom to say no, whether or not they do. That is another question. Let me just find out where we are with the questions. All right, here we are with the next question. Are you ready, Frenchy?
Yes.
All right. Wendy, I think it might be in and out, but we'll definitely keep her up to speed and definitely keep her here. Well, I mean, she just jumped out. Next question is, I keep being attracted to people who have a primary partner, but I want someone who will put me first. Am I being short-sighted by not even giving them a chance to get close to me, or are these decisions based on fear? That's a big question. Bijou is saying, well, thanks for awakening something I never knew was there. There we go. Muppet attraction. Muppetphilia. We can call it Muppetphilia.
It's called the furry. It's called a furry.
It's called a furry. It's called a furry. Furries existed, and they're not necessarily based on Muppets. But then again, there's shades of every kind of kink. There's no one answer on any kink. But Frenchy, you have the floor for the question. The question being, I keep being attracted to people who have a primary partner, but I want someone who will put me first. Am I being short-sighted by not even giving them a chance to get close to me? Are these decisions based on fear?
I think that you're not being too demanding. I think that you're allowed to want what you want and go get what you want to get. I don't think you should try to change people. And I think that if you are honest with yourself and you communicate with the other people that you're interested in, and they tell you that they have a primary partner, you can either go with that or you can leave it, because I don't think you should go with it if you want to change them and change the relationship. And I think that if you want to have a primary partner and you go into these relationships, you're going to have that expectation of one day I will be the primary. And that I don't think that that's fair to anybody in the relationship, and you're not being honest in the relationship. So I think that you should go into the relationship if you're interested in that person, but don't aim to try to make it your primary partner, because that's extremely disrespectful. I I really think that you're allowed to want what you want 100%, but these are not the people that are going to give it to you, and you shouldn't try to change them to fit your narrative.
Boom. That was very well said. I just jump onto that. It's if you want a play partner, have a play partner. But if you're going to be jealous of not being the primary, then steer clear. And you may want to make sure how deep your jealousy runs. You might not. There may be a deep-seated thing in you that makes being polyamorous not viable. I'm not saying that it is not viable for you, but I'm saying some people are just much more comfortable in a monogamous relationship. Other people are much more comfortable in a polyamorous relationship, and both of those are valid.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, but what it sounds like is you want to have somebody who will put you first, to have you as the primary, to have that full-bodied relationship that you want. And that is okay to demand. There are people who have polyamorous relationships that have no primary in that relationship, and everybody is equal. But that is rarer among polyamory than just the various other shades of polyamory. So there's so many ways to do it. Find what's right for you and never settle.
Yeah.
Negotiate, talk it out, communicate, but don't settle. Do what is right for you. Wendy,
Be honest.
just to be honest. The question is, any advice to help your... Oh, no, that's not the question. I keep being attracted to people who have a primary partner, but I want someone who will put me first. Am I being short-sighted by not even giving them a chance to get close to me? Are these decisions based on fear? Did you hear me, Wendy?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think you're being short-sighted. I think knowing what you want is very important. You can't get what you want if you don't know what it is. So in terms of like navigating that with people, if you keep finding yourself in situations with primaries, people who already have a primary, and you know exactly what you want, just honestly, just keep looking, and maybe communicating upfront what you're looking for when you meet people might save you time. Again, just being very honest. You can't get what you want if people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And also be clear with yourself what it is you want. So are these decisions based on fear? I'm going to say it could be that you're afraid to be a primary of somebody who doesn't already have one. If you see them already functioning as a primary, that go, oh, I want that. But then seeing somebody who doesn't have a primary, you're not attracted to them because you don't see how they act with a primary. That could be a thing that could be it. But again, it comes down to communication and self-knowledge, a little bit of self-exploration.
Yeah.
And we have some more questions. Oh, by the way, it's running on the bottom right now. If you want to help support this channel and the artists who are on here, it's just running below. See, there's a link tree, Paul Ash. You just click on that. The first link it's my manager. It says buy me a drink, and that you get to all the money donated through there goes to PayPal. Will be split among the 3 performers you're seeing on the screen here for doing this wonderful job and the wonderful smiles and the fantastic advice you're given. We're still doing this for a while. Just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware about the donate URL running at the bottom. So any advice to help your male partner be more confident and complete? We're trying to get pregnant here without stressing each other out, but having some troubles. You know what? And complete. I'm almost... All right, I'm not sure exactly how this is. I'm going to say the ambiguity in the question is how I'm interpreting it. It says, any advice to help your male partner be more confident and complete, as in the act of trying to get pregnant, as in finish inside. That's what I took it to mean. I may be wrong. If you wrote that question, please just correct me in the chat. Wendy. Oh, that's Wendy. There we are.
Oh no. Wendy, where
That
are you?
it looks very much like a late 80s music video. Oh,
Yeah. Ah! Oh dear.
I hope I didn't insult her by saying that, but that means you're in the hot seat now, Frenchie.
Okay. Um, I've never tried to get pregnant, so um, I don't know. I feel like possibly it's because there's too much pressure on the situation. Um, I kind of feel unqualified to answer that because I don't have a penis. I don't have ejaculations, so I don't necessarily know what it takes to complete, as they say.
And
But
that's I may be misinterpreting that, but yes.
yeah, I don't know. But I mean, my only thing that I could see would be the pressure and like the stress of the situation. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys have a timeline. You're trying to get pregnant as quickly as you can. And maybe that's too much pressure. So maybe just give yourself a break and be together as a couple instead of like having sex to get pregnant. And, you know, maybe that's going to help. I hope it does. I hope you get pregnant and have lots of babies.
Brilliantly positive answer. The one of the things in there too is it's I think it's 72 hours for this basically is the life of a sperm inside the testicles. So if you wait 3 days, it's it's a full load, and there's a lot more
Oh,
bio drive to actually complete at that point in time. So instead of having sex every day or a couple times each day, wait and tease each other for 3 days.
that's so good.
You know, you can still play, you can still have foreplay, you can still even have intercourse without the pressure of attempting to finish. But make sure that if he's not finishing inside, he's not finishing. And so on the third day, Mount Vesuvius, I think, is one of the descriptions. I mean, I've never intentionally tried to get anyone pregnant, but there are people who call me daddy. So that's my advice. There we are. I'm not sure if Wendy is going to be back in time to answer that question. Should we move on to the next one?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, I do love her and take on all these questions, but
Yes.
we can ask her after. We can bring it back after. If we want.
Exactly. The next question is, why is it that masculine people are seen as fixer-uppers and given a pass to act like assholes, but femme or androgynous people have to be damn near perfect? All right. I hate genderized questions, but mainly because I guess I'm an asshole. But it's there are fixer uppers on the feminine side as well that people can kind of see. I mean, Pygmalion is a piece of literature that's based off of that idea. It is not just meant to be. And there's plenty of people who are not masculine who are also assholes. That said, maybe in the fact that there is so much pop culture, and pop culture is evil. If I've not stressed this before, pop culture is generally evil. You see so many sitcoms with these dumpy, dumb husbands who are married to this incredibly sexy, intelligent, competent women. That just, it makes no sense how they've paired up, but they have sitcoms based off of it. And the majority of sitcoms are based off of it. I don't understand that, but at the same time, there's examples of each of every gender. If it is pop culture or whatever that has made you think that these are the norms, then pop culture is to blame for propagating these norms as well.
Yeah. 100%.
Frenchy.
I really don't like genderized
Questions?
jobs or but I wrote down quickly because I have a great person that I found on TikTok that's called the Handyman, and it's a trans woman that works for a building manager, and they give out tips on like how to do certain things if you're in an apartment or whatnot, and they're amazing. And they are a woman giving advice on manly or, things. So I think that if you actually search for it, you're going to find amazing people that do a lot of different things, and gender has nothing to do with it. Talented people are talented people.
Right there, the Handyman.
Yeah,
is that
isn't that
correct?
cute? And they're
It's
a burlesque
very-
performer. I think they're from. Oh my God, I'm not exactly sure where they're from. I can maybe give that information.
They're on
later,
TikTok.
but-
They're on the web.
Yeah,
Searching for
find
the
them.
Handyman.
They're incredible. They also have like burlesque shows and stuff. So, yeah, check them out.
Brilliant. Wendy, the question was, why is it that masculine people are seen as fixer-uppers and given a pass to act like assholes, but femme or androgynous people have to be damn near perfect?
Because society has really fucked up and does not place proper priorities on proper things and does not acknowledge everything it should, which is not an excuse at all. People need to do better. But I think to sum it up, and I think that's what's wrong. There is a lot of lack of information, a lot of misconceptions that are never fixed, a lot of views that are never challenged. I think there's just a lack of knowledge for people on the reality of situations, and the reality of gender is not something that you need to base everything on. As Frenchy mentioned, a talented person is a talented person. A person that has issues is a person that has issues regardless of anything else. Those issues are still going to exist for them. So I think it's definitely about people being educated to know that and have the experience to deal with that properly in a way that keeps them happy and keeps the other person safe as well.
Agreed.
See? So eloquent.
All right. We had the previous question. We've got a comment on that. And Wendy, you didn't have a chance to answer that question. So let's go. Well, I'll read the question so Wendy can ruminate on it. But I'll go to the comment before we go to Wendy. So, any advice to help your male partner be more confident and complete? There's an ellipsis there, like 3 dots and then complete question mark. We are trying to get pregnant here without stressing each other out, but having some troubles. Cherry Top is saying if TLD understood the question correctly, as a counselor could be a good help to complete, or the help of an MD with insemination. I'm not sure I follow the comment completely,
advice.
but again, making sure that there's medical licensed medical help on that rather than the advice that we have here. But Wendy, what is your take?
I have very, very little knowledge on the process of pregnancy and what can affect that. So I'm just going to give that as a disclaimer. But I think that if you're trying not to stress each other out, keeping it fun. But if there's an issue with the actual medical side of it, like something going on with your body, I think that you're not going to know that obviously unless you speak to a professional about it. And then the professional will very much so help you, hopefully guide you in a way that can help you get to a solution, or figure out what the actual problem is with getting pregnant. Again, I don't know a whole lot of the ins and outs on that. I don't know what affects it a whole lot, but that's why there's professionals. I'm just here to say what I think.
I don't know the ins and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, finish. All right.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Sorry, I just with the way you put that, it was It was lovely. All right, we're moving on to the next question we have here, and it's Love Doctor. What is love? All right, we're going into musical lyrics here. Is it more than a chemical response, or it is a spiritual connection? Love from Vermont. So I just got some love from Vermont, but they're asking what they're giving me. Wendy, you are in the hot seat.
What is love? Oh goodness, that's a very heavy question. I think love is different to different people. Love is coming together with different energies and really enjoying those energies in your life and finding a special place for them in your soul, in your own personal energy, and investing that into it. But again, it means different things to different people. I think I'm learning a lot about love as I get older, and a lot of people kind of go on that journey at different times. But to me, it is what you gain from each other in your energies as you pass people, and if you really enjoy it. That was harder than it should have been.
That's what she said. Somebody out there saying that's what she said in their head. All right.
Yeah.
Frenchy.
I think love is different for everyone. I think that there's many different types of loves and companionship, and I think that it's up to you to develop and see where you go. As an absolute atheist, I think that it's a chemical response, and I'm okay with that. And I know it makes a lot of people sad, but that's my reality. But I think that falling in love, it's a series of different chemicals in your body, and it creates this concoction that makes you feel real good. And yeah, so I mean, you develop connections however you develop connections in life. So if it's a chemical response, that's amazing. If it's a spiritual response for you, that's also amazing. Yeah.
Boom. All of these are great answers. Ruroshen is saying, "What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more."
No more.
So I probably shouldn't say that it's a secondhand emotion, just to kind of show my age. Love. All right. I think the best parts of love is to be with someone that you want to present the best part of yourself for, someone who makes you want to be better, and somebody who supports you in being better, that you also want to support in being the best version of them. That's the thing that is growth. You want to have a person or people in your life that you want to wake up every morning and you're thinking about first. Somebody that you want to think about more than you think about yourself. And they better be doing the same for you. Not to be mononormative, it could be any group of people, but they best be thinking about you first as well. And when you have that in your life every morning, you have to make that reassessment. You need to be in there with that feeling for them, and they have to be in that feeling for you. And if at any point either of you are lacking on that, then you need to have the discussion, because this is the part that so many people forget about, especially hearing that, finding their forever one or their soulmate or happily ever after. No, it's happily until shit goes wrong. And then at that point, you want to assess whether or not you want to do the work to make the relationship work, to get back to that place, or end it and be happy for the time that you had together. There is no kind of in-between ground there. Either you're working, and that's what makes relationships work, is work. And a lot of people forget about that, and they think,
not a fairy tale.
Exactly. Once I've done the courting, once I've done the chasing, once I've scored a goal in that net or whatever, the game is over. No, the game doesn't end at one. You have to keep on scoring. You have to keep on working, running up and down the field. I don't mean to make this a football reference, but it was in the news recently. So are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
Do we have? Okay, we just got a few last questions. We are past 90 minutes on the show, and let's see what this next question is. Dear Love Doctor, my new girlfriend doesn't like getting eaten out. Oh dear God.
Okay.
I think it's because she's shy. I want to please her, but she won't let me get close in the ways I want. How can I help her be more comfortable with me, getting more intimate with her? So that is the question. My heart goes out on this question completely. Just to read it again, my new girlfriend doesn't like getting eaten out. I think it's because she's shy. I want to please her, but she won't let me get close in the ways I want. How can I help her be more comfortable with me, getting more intimate with her? I've got the hot seat, so I've got to deal with it. That one hits me in the heart desperately. If someone doesn't like something and they've been vocal about it, you can't change that. You can't guilt them into it. You have to make sure that they become more comfortable. It also could be with your method. I mean, it's very easy to be too rough when you're just
eager,
just going down. Just you want to, take the time. There's a lot of other things, like you've not mentioned whether or not that is on the table or off the table. Watching your partner pleasure themselves, giving you an idea of how they like to be touched, where they like to be touched. Maybe they have a question or fear that they're not fresh enough, and you need to sort of demonstrate that you are trustworthy, that it's something that you enjoy. At the same time, if it is something that they dislike for other reasons, because you're only guessing at the reasons why they don't like you going down. It could be a bad experience in the past. It could be a psychological issue. It could be how rough you are or not rough you are, or so many issues that could be involved. It could be the fact that there are some people who don't enjoy clitoral stimulation as much as they enjoy penetration, and for them to have oral sex performed on them is a waste of time. So you need to have these deeper discussions with them to find out what it is they like. But I mean, my heart is breaking for you right now, because I know the pleasure of getting a good mouthful of juices. All right. Well, before I wax too much on that, Wendy, you have the hot seat.
I think that like you said, there's a lot of other things to explore, but if your partner really doesn't like something and they've been vocal about that, you need to be able to respect that and find a way to get something that makes you happy and something that makes you feel safe and something that makes them happy and makes them feel safe. But a lot of the time, maybe checking your power roles, do you have situations where you're more maybe physically or mentally in control? Maybe they need something that's a little more liberating for them to break boundaries. Maybe they need something where they're more in control, and it can be anything from the position, from, you being on the bottom, or not necessarily just on top of them or having all the control over movement, or something that's more mental as maybe like a more sub-dom role type of mentality. Really whatever works for you. But again, if your partner doesn't like something, they probably know why they don't like it, and they probably won't change it just for one situation. Having a positive experience and having a negative experience are equally as impacting on your future experiences. So maybe communicating with that and seeing ways that you can get maybe close to the area that you like. Maybe you just want to be able to test that comfort level. I don't know.
I just for a moment there, I thought you were going to suggest eat their butt.
That's, hey, you know what? That's a thing too. But again, if somebody's not comfortable with a head in that area, it might be a power thing, there's a lot of options that you don't necessarily know until you speak to them, find out why they don't like it. What do they like about other things? Maybe there's something you haven't tried. I don't know. It really depends, but you're not going to know unless you speak to them.
Exactly. Frenchy.
Yeah. No means no. So I wouldn't pressure them. I would talk to them about it if you're really concerned, if you really want to do it, and that's like a deal breaker for you. But if somebody says they don't like something, don't assume that you know better than them because you think they're shy or whatever. Like, you have no idea what that, well, maybe you do, but you know, if you do, that's kind of sucky. But you have no idea what this person has been through, what they're comfortable with. Maybe having sex is a big deal. You know, you don't know what they went through. So assuming that it's because they're shy, I'm kind of like, that kind of irks me, because I'm like, you're saying that they're not able to, you know what they want or what they don't want. And when we talk about sexuality, it's such a delicate line that you have. So don't be an asshole, and check in with them, but don't try to force them.
Boom. That is so well said. Lusty Onyx has just jumping on here to send a lot of love to the three magnificent king and queens that you are. So sending us, is that blue balls? I guess it's a blue heart, a diamond. And
There's
kisses.
A diamond there.
Yeah, diamond and kisses, and I guess that's a blue heart. I wasn't sure if it was upside down balls, because we mentioned blue balls earlier, but Lusty wasn't here to hear that. It's also in that question was, I want to please her, but she won't let me get close in the ways I want, and the fact the I want is in there. And they only think the reason is because they're shy. It could be bad past experiences with somebody who made a comment about freshness or the taste or whatever. Things change. There's brutal memes have been going around about keto crutch. So people on keto diets, apparently it's something that will affect taste, which I'm not experienced, so I don't know. There's a little kitty cat just went behind Wendy, and it was cute to see. So there's a lot of very different reason why somebody may not want you to go down, just assuming or trying to force the issue without having a discussion. And part of being in a relationship is that you respect them enough to take a no, even if it's something that you want.
Yeah.
And that's something that's been recurring in a lot of the questions we have. I want this, but they don't want to. How do I deal with that? Has been one thing that I've noticed in a lot of the questions we've received tonight. And the best ways to deal with that is, one, be honest with your communication, open with your communication, but also be good with a no. Being manipulative or lying to get your way is the most disrespectful thing that you can do in a relationship. And that's what it is. Lusty Onyx is laughing at it, saying it's a big blue heart. Ha ha ha. So it's not the blue balls. There we go. I guess a blue heart is a royal heart. So there's royalty involved, because she did mention king and queens. Do we have any final thoughts on that? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm not doffing the cap because I've got Kato crotch on my head from the hat. There's. No. All right. So yeah, has anyone else ever seen those memes about the keto diet? And
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't Google them. Don't. Yes.
I will.
I will never.
All right. But again, this is the other thing about being kind in a relationship, because it could be a past lover was unkind, and because that person was unkind, then they have limited their likes and they are strictly no on something because they don't want to be hurt in that way again. So again, this is where it comes down to discussion.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
No,
I just
you're
think
here to do that.
The assuming part of that they're shy, to me, is very it's kind of a red flag that you're assuming something about the person, and it's kind of devaluating their reason or whatever, if they choose to disclose with you or not, why they don't like that. You shouldn't devaluate that response. Assuming that they're shy is just, to me is a big no.
You're basically not giving them a chance to respond, and
well, you're kind of ignoring their no, first of all, and you're saying that their no is not valid enough. It's just they're just shy. You know, it's not valid enough, which is where I have an issue with that question.
Boom. I think it's been well said. I do want to, before we go, just remind everyone there's the donate link is running on the bottom. So that is a linktr.ee/Paul Ash. That's the manager. And it's, whoa, as we just got a boob sale by Frenchy.
You know,
Just
it's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
Thank you.
A reminder to everyone, the Voix de Ville variety show will start again this coming Wednesday in Montreal at the Wiggle Room. Doors are at 7:30. Show starts at 8:30. Is that correct, Frenchy?
Exactly. And I believe I have, like, if people are interested, I think I have like a few tickets left. So contact me either through the Wiggle Room or my Facebook or
Instagram.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
The Instagram is right there. So that is Frenchy Jones. Let's just so we get the face there. Frenchy Jones, Frenchy_Jones on Instagram. And we also have the fantastic Wendy Bonbons, who's at cosmic.bonbons on Instagram. My channels are all with my manager's link tree below, so if people want to find me on Facebook or Instagram, it is all there. We still have Cherry Top is saying, I will be there.
Yes, I saw you on the reservation list.
Amazing lineup for this. Well, Delilah, wahoo, I can't wait to see you on Wednesday. I think I'm hosting. I got to check with my manager. I think I'm hosting that one. Wendy, when are you coming back to Montreal? That is a very important question.
I asked that one too.
We hope to get an answer.
I hope so too, but I want to know too.
The fact that she just went bye on that. Did you hear that? I need to know too. Bye. That was brilliant.
Sorry, I've been home.
I know I'm missing that accent. I want to hear it more. So all right, we will discover all of that. I've been very lucky with the amazing Wendy Bonbons and the fantastic Frenchy Jones have joined us here for point the right way. It's not a mirror. It is the fantastic. These have been my fantastic co-hosts this week here on the Love Doctor live stream. Next week, we're going to see the return of Felicia Rain, and they're going to be appearing with Wild Delilah for the Sunday night. We'll be doing this. So Wild Delilah and Felicia Rain together for the first time here, and this is a soft announcement for an upcoming special episode, like we did the Polly episode at one time, the Polisode. We are going to do a special episode about mental health, focusing on BPD, as well as dialectic behavior therapy, and its relation to BPD. So that's going to be happening in August at a date yet to be announced. So we are going to definitely be checking that out. While Delilah is throwing, I'm not sure, my eyesight's not the best, but it does look like she's throwing purple coronaviruses at us. Oh, fireworks! All right, purple fireworks are away.
Purple anuses.
Oh no! No, sorry, I'm not. I may be mistaken, but that could be Can Girls. Is it Can Girls?
What?
Dun, 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 dun.
Like they have the skirt up, but all their legs are straight down. I'm not. All right, we're just gonna say it's a party.
It's little explosions. Okay.
All right, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's Cato crotch. Maybe it's orgasms. I'm not sure what that is demonstrating. Delilah, fill us in before we go off the air. We're about to go off the air. Just double checking that I haven't missed any questions. All the questions that we have been answered. this has been a fantastic episode with these fantastic people. Please remember to donate. The link is just running along the bottom there. While Delilah has answered our question about what it is, she has said yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
That is amazing.
I love that.
So whatever we think it is, apparently it is. I am the Love Doctor. On behalf of my special guest, I love you all. Be kind to each other, and still try to keep safe, keep the variants down, and let's enjoy the summer together. Please.
Yes.